Did you buy more Bitcoin this week?
Yeah. I kind of seem to buy every dip in crypto.
You do?
I have a long-term faith that, and the same reason I got into criminal justice reform, it's about systems change. Crypto at its core is about systems change, right? The blockchain revolution, the crypto revolution is about remaking the financial infrastructure and actually the consumer infrastructure of our country in a more transparent, just, fair way. It came as a response to the 2008 financial crisis. When you talk to the people in the middle of it, they are really revolutionaries. And so I know there's frenzies with things like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, and everyone gets excited with the kind of gambling aspect of it. But at its core, it's really about rebuilding a system in a way that cuts out the rent taker.
Right.
That is more fair.
So did you buy this dip? We saw a decline of 30% earlier this week.
I bought Bitcoin and Ethereum on the dip.
You did, okay. Kathy Wood was on our air earlier this week. She's a long-term Bitcoin bull as well. She still thinks the price can get to $500,000. What do you see the price ultimately being for Bitcoin?
So listen, I think that's a decent target. If you want to think about Bitcoin in the crypto ecosystem has taken this lane of digital gold, of a store of value. And we have a financial system right now in the US where the old head of the central bank is actually running the Treasury Department. So if you believed in independent central banking, that's kind of metaphorically an important thing to understand. Like, we've lost independent central banking. We have a central bank that is printing money nonstop. And because of it, right, fiat currencies are being devalued and debased. And so gold is rallying. Bitcoin as the new digital version of gold has been rallying. I think Bitcoin will surpass gold in 3 or 4 years. That makes it about 500,000, assuming gold stays where it is. And I actually think gold goes higher. And so how is it going to get there? It's going to get there with more adoption. I was on the phone with the head of one of the largest, pensions in the country yesterday, and they are unbelievably deep in the weeds of Bitcoin. Haven't bought a lot yet, but they're deep in the weeds in it. And so I just see institutions looking at this as a hedge versus, our Treasury Department and central banks' ability to actually get the economy landed with deficits that continue to grow, and a Congress that wants to and maybe should want to spend to deal with the inequality gap that we have.
Mike,
right? We don't have the Tea Party anymore saying stop spending money. We have a progressive party on the Democratic side saying we should have free college. Right. We should really have UBI in lots of ways.
Who is the pension fund?
I can't tell you who our customers are.
Okay, one of the biggest though in the country. I mean, that's a big hint, I think.
Definitely, Mike.
I just want to end talking a little bit about the short-term impact of regulation, and if we're going to start to see more wild swings like we saw, if we do start to hear more from the government about regulating cryptocurrencies.
Listen, I think we're going to hear more from the government, right? Gary Gensler took over the SEC. Gary's a very smart guy. He taught a course at MIT on blockchain and crypto. He's going to address the issues. We're hoping the SEC gives a regulatory sandbox for new projects. We're hoping they approve an ETF. I think that's probably late fourth quarter, early first quarter. But clarity will help the space, certainly the institutional side of the space. And so I'm not fearful of regulation. I'm fearful of bad regulation, but I'm optimistic that, the crypto community is a big community now, and it's a well-funded community, and it's a well-connected community. And let me tell you, we're in conversation across the board with the regulators. And hopefully, we've got smart people in government. They know a lot more about this space than most people think. Certainly the young people at all the agencies, CFTC, if it's Treasury, if it's SEC, they all are long crypto. And so I think hopefully things end up in a good place.